Welcome on into Courtside. I'm your host, Courtney Webb, and this is a digital series about QVC entrepreneurs. And we have Miss Carmindy, who actually brings us our first proprietary makeup brand. Welcome on in.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Good to see you.
Oh, good to see you. And I love that I can see your makeup behind you. How fantastic.
Yeah. I got my little prop styling back there.
Perfect. You did a good job. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
All right, Carmindy. So let's get a little bit of the background of the brand first. You're the first proprietary makeup brand at QVC, which we can shop only at QVC. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, first of all, there's no place that I wanted to bring a brand into this world except for QVC. And the reason why is because I wanted to be able to continue teaching, which is what I did for many, many years on What Not to Wear. I've been a makeup artist for over 25 years in the fashion business, but it's women at home that really need to know how to use makeup, what the right products are. And QVC is that perfect place for me to be able to connect with the consumer, find out what they need, what they love, and give them exactly what they desire.
Oh, perfect. Because we love getting the tips and tricks and all of that insider knowledge that you have, especially when applying certain pieces. But you have certain systems that you placed in the brand. Tell me a little bit about your Carmindizing system.
My Carmindizing system. Well, it's funny because, because I worked as a makeup artist in fashion and did celebrities, it wasn't until I started working on What Not to Wear where I started listening to women that were saying, listen, I got 3 kids and I just got a divorce and I've got to go to work and I don't know how to do a multi-step routine. I'm not looking to be red carpet ready because I'm not going on a red carpet. I had women that were surviving breast cancer. I had women that had given up because they were just so overwhelmed with too much information. So I created 2 fundamental basic makeup wardrobe systems. So the first one is the 4-piece kind of hydrating luminous complexion collection. And I made it very simple by a woman just chooses her shade and then all 4 products arrive, they work in tandem and they're numbered in order of application. So it takes all guesswork out of it. So it's literally like your own makeup school. If you can count, you can put on the makeup. So that way they got their skin looking perfect every time. And then what I'm also really known for is the 5-minute face. Yes. The 5-minute face is a way, it's the second system, and this brings in the color. So your complexion's done, now it's color time. And again, numbered in order of application, so easy to follow along. And all it does is highlight your best features. So it really creates the most beautiful, natural version of yourself using shades that are universal. So you don't have to pick a shade. These shades will work on all.
So it sounds like that you really are a creature of habit. You like routines, and that helps us kind of, one, stay organized, B, be able to do more, I think. Yes. But tell us a little bit about the benefits of having a routine and why you kind of apply that into your life, especially as being an entrepreneur, I'm sure.
Well, the funny thing is I'm fundamentally lazy. I'm very busy all the time, but like when it comes to those kind of routines, I want easy steps to get me ready and out the door. And so I do a lot of private consultations where women from all over the world come to see me and they say, I walk into a makeup store and there's 50 million eyeshadows and there's all these foundations and where do I begin and what goes on first, second, and third? And I always use these 2 systems to start a look, both with the complexion system and the 5-minute face. Then once you have your fundamental basics down and you have you're the makeup master, then you can play with a bronzer, a smoky eye, a brow, you contour, anything you want to go. But if you don't have the basics, you don't know where to begin. So I wanted to make it streamlined and simple from the get-go, and then everything else is just cake.
Well, I do love cake, so that works very well. So tell us a little bit, let's backtrack and go into your background, because you got into beauty, very early on, and then it just transitioned. But tell us a little bit about your upbringing and how beauty became a huge part of why you wanted to create a makeup brand.
I have an interesting story. So I grew up in Southern California, a little beach girl, but the problem is that I didn't look like the little beach girl. I was an overweight kid. I was bullied relentlessly, teased and made fun of, and my mother was an artist. And so what I did is I escaped all that bullying. And I went to my mom's art classes, and she was into fashion magazines, and I started getting into makeup. And I found a way to boost my own self-esteem by painting and then doing makeup. And she was a watercolorist, so I always did makeup like watercolor. And I saw how it was making me feel better about myself. And this was the way that I wanted to help women everywhere feel better about themselves. So I started getting into the industry. I started apprenticing at a young age in Los Angeles. I then moved to Miami, Milan, finally to New York. And I've been a makeup artist all my life. And being able to give back and to help women realize that they're all uniquely beautiful, they're all special. You don't have to look like a cookie cutter kind of conventional beauty, that we all possess something that's magical about ourselves. And makeup can be used as a tool of empowerment if we use it to play ourselves up and not contour and hide the bad.
I really like that. And I feel like just learning even more about you before preparing for this too, I was just realizing that you're all about taking the negative commentary and shoving it aside. You said there's no use for it here. So tell me a little bit about how you kind of learned that. I mean, you've worked on numerous people, whether it's celebrities, multiple women, and then of course you've been working with some of the biggest names in the industry. Tell me a little bit about how you realize that negativity goes in every stage. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. It does not discriminate.
It does not. No, that's so true, because I mean, you can literally find the most beautiful woman that you think is on the planet, and you talk to her and she's going to have some insecurities. But then every once in a while, you'll meet that magic woman who might not be conventionally beautiful at all, but she holds so much power because she has nothing but pure, true self-confidence. That's the woman I want to know. That's the woman I want to meet. So what I realized is that if we stop that negative commentary that goes round and round in our heads, and it's usually stemming from childhood. Somebody said once to me, your forehead is so big you could shine a movie on it. You should always wear bangs. So I wore bangs for years. I've had people tell me, oh, people make fun of my nose, and they might have a strong, beautiful nose that really like sets them off and sets them apart. And what I find is that if we learn how to stop the negative comments in our head, and it isn't easy, and you need the tools, and the tools are what I call mirror mantras. So even if you have to write it on the mirror or plug it into your smartphone, say something beautiful about yourself every day. And if you hear, oh God, look at these dark circles, follow it up with something positive. Retrain your brain. Think about the positive, and you will see that you become more self-confident. And so I started writing books about this. I started doing speaking engagements. It helped me get over those hurdles when I was a kid. I've helped so many women, especially on What Not to Wear, so many women that come to me from all over that just had no self-esteem. Another interesting thing is you'll meet a woman. I've met these women. They've raised 2 kids, started businesses, traveled the world, but they still don't feel comfortable and confident on the inside. And I said, wait a minute, how can you achieve all these things, but you're still holding on to that insecurity? It's not serving you. So we need to kick away those corrosive comparisons, the negative mindset, and start really celebrating our uniqueness, no matter what we look like.
And that is so true, because I think when we think about it as women, we are always comparing. It's like kind of habit. We can't always do it. You have to train yourself. And I think it's a muscle that you constantly have to activate and say, okay, I'm going to look past the negativity. I'm going to say something positive quickly, which is what I really like that you said. You said follow up.
Yes. I call it, don't play the compare and despair game. We do that to the end of time, because you know what? We're all getting old if we're lucky, right? And we're all heading in the same direction. So there's always going to be somebody beautiful coming, down the pike. So if you can look at that beauty and acknowledge that beauty and appreciate that beauty, but not say, oh, well, I don't look like that, so then I'm not good enough. Geez, what a waste of time. And I always tell people, listen, you're going to be 90 years old, hopefully one day, sitting on, your porch going, oh my God, back then when I was 30, 40, 50, bitching about myself, looking at myself, hating myself, what a waste of time that is.
Yeah. No, seriously, it is a waste of time. So you've also traveled the world. I mean, how does that translate into you becoming an entrepreneur? How does that play into how you speak to women and how you've created this Carmindy beauty line for QVC?
Well, I truly believe that travel is probably the most magical thing you can do for your heart and your soul and your mind, because realizing that different cultures, different traditions, different beauty rituals, different foods and languages, it all plays a part, especially when it comes to women. There's a femininity and a sisterhood, and we learn from each other that way. So I've been to over 50 countries. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. And every time I go to a country, I try to bring back something I learned, whether it's a beauty ritual, whether it's textiles, whether it's makeup, whether it's just the landscape, whether it's the food, and it enriches your soul. If you stay in the bubble, right, and you don't leave, you can read about it, and that's fine. If you don't have the money to travel, then I highly suggest watching documentaries, watching Discovery channels, trying to do deep dives into these different cultures, because it makes you a better person. And I learned a lot that so many cultures look at us as Americans and say, why are they so fixated on perfection? Like, that's not their idea of what perfection is. Sometimes strength and love and community is more beautiful than having perfect cheekbones and the right, lash extensions. To a lot of cultures, that's kind of crazy.
Well, it is. And I think that's part of it, depending on who you are, that could be part of the boundary or the negativity, is this standard that maybe you're seeing the most of. Yeah. And that involves us learning, right? I mean, really looking outside of ourselves and realizing that this bubble that we're in, whether it's maybe our small town that we're in right now or America in general, we need to look beyond ourselves.
We really do. And listen, there is always time to play with makeup. And if you want to go full on, have fun. I'm all about individuality and creating that, but you still have to love yourself on the inside. It's very, very important. And, I remember I was recently in Morocco, and I was in Morocco in the souk, and this man showed me what Berber lipstick was, which was literally this amazing little kind of ceramic dish. And when you wet it, it turned into a bright red color. And this is what the Berber women would put on their lips and cheeks to feel empowered. And I thought, wow, how cool is that? They didn't do it because they were insecure and they didn't feel good enough. They did it because it was like celebratory. And I'm like, God, wouldn't it be great if we brought makeup back as a way to celebrate ourselves as unique women instead of using it as a tool of insecurity? Like, I hate this. I don't like this. Hide, fix it, cover it, mask it.
Right.
Start using makeup to play and to be like, woohoo.
Well, yeah, that's so interesting, because in my head, when you were describing that, I'm thinking of like tribal makeup. I mean, people put on tribal paint because it empowers them, and it's like, I'm going to do something great.
That's right. That is absolutely right. I mean, makeup's been around for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, the ancient Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, but boy, did they use it for a different reason. They use it for goddess power, not like, man, I want to look like so-and-so, so I'm going to chisel everything and mask it because I'm not good enough. You got to look at yourself barefaced, be that warrior, and be like, okay, now makeup is going to be used to celebrate.
Oh, I am loving this new perspective because I have not thought of it this way. And so I hope a lot of those who are watching right now, if you're just tuning in, this is Carmindy. She's bringing us Carmindy Beauty at QVC, first proprietary makeup brand. We're super to have her. And of course, you can shop all of the products on QVC.com.
That's right.
Carmindy, you've written books, you've been on TV shows, you've done so much. Tell me what you're holding on to as advice for those of us right now, given our boundaries that are put into place. How are you being optimistic? How are you looking forward? And how are you using that to kind of create at this time?
Well, you know what? It's funny. It goes to an old saying. I forgot who said it. I think it was a president's wife, about you don't know how strong a woman is. She's like a tea bag until she gets into hot water.
Ah.
I forgot who said that. But what happens is we're going through a difficult time, but this too shall pass. And what we have to do is come together as a community, and we have to pivot. There's nothing wrong with pivoting. And so what I'm seeing as a beauty of this is we're actually more communicating right now because of the coronavirus. Before, what was happening was, I think, you would watch things, but now we're interacting on social media, we're interacting on Skype and Zoom and FaceTime, and we're finding that our connection to people is more important. When it comes to makeup, I'm excited because people that were used to using a lot of heavy makeup all the time are now at home wearing less, and they're feeling more comfortable with themselves. And I'm like, this is what I've been saying all along. You don't have to pack it on. You can literally enhance your natural beauty and feel so much better and feel like less is more and really showcase who you are. And also, I think it's made us realize that we should really celebrate and be happy with what we have to downsize right now. We have to kind of hold it a little closer to the chest and be strategic on what's important to us, who we want to communicate to, what doesn't serve us anymore. I think this is a really good, spiritual, beautiful time, believe it or not, for those of us that are home to kind of be introspective and see what matters.
And so tell me a little bit, you have a couple of products. I just want to go back to those because when you just said going less is more, I feel like that's exactly your line. You didn't give us this huge collection of like 500 things I have to choose from. You basically just said, what color are you? Here you go.
That's right. That's right. Well, there was a few products that I just had to make that were like my mainstays. Probably the most important is my Universal Love lipstick, which is what I'm wearing right now. So this is one of the first products that I created because so many women came to me and they said, I can't find that perfect day shade, right? That everyday go to, throw it on and go day shade. And so they'd come to me and they'd have like 5 or 6 almost there shades rattling around at the bottom of their makeup bag. And I said, there's going to be a shade that's going to be like the best tinted lip balm meets the most moisturizing perfect lipstick that ever existed. And I created them. It's a hybrid. And then I chose a shade because I've been a makeup artist for so long. I know colors that work on everyone. And I created that perfect rose. So on dark skin, it looks like that rosy nude. On medium skin tone, it's a soft rose. And on light skin, it's a true rose. But it's never too orange and it's never too blue. And it's perfect. And it's one shade. So again, taking the guesswork out of it. Women are confused. Too many colors. This is all you need for your day lip. That's it.
And that's the perfect thing going into spring and summer right now. I know that I'm not trying to put on a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to carry a lot of things in my bag. The fact that I have one color that transitions from when I wake up to run my errands to when I'm on a Skype call or all the way till if I'm doing something and having a little date night with my husband at home, you can keep that same color.
Yes.
And it transitions.
It's just like the easy breezy color. The other thing too that I'm known for, I call myself the OG of highlighting. You remember Carmindizing? Because every time I be on Wednesday, I'd be like, it's time to Carmindize. I've been highlighting skin. Now, the youngsters are calling it strobing.
Calling it what?
Strobing. Have you seen that? Like on all, like strobing.
I mean, I have, but I had no idea what they were talking about.
I know. It's like, what are you doing? So Carmindizing is what I started doing because it was my signature look whenever I would do a face. And I don't care if a woman was 70 or 60 or 20 or 18. When you highlight a face, highlight is energy. Energy is light. So you are bouncing light off of your face, which is what gets you noticed. That's what the beaming light comes out. Like when you walk through a room and you've got light coming from you, it's gorgeous. The problem is so many products are glitter. So it's like you might have glitter coming at you. So I created my Carmindizing highlighter, which I always apply in 3 key places, which is top of the cheekbone, right underneath the eyebrow, inside corner of the eye. And you can see when you turn your face, it gives that radiant glow, but with no glitter. So you can be 60, 70, 80 years old and put this on and it gives you that glow. You can be 18 and wear it and just look dewy and fresh. Any age can wear this carbonizing highlighter and it's just going to look beautiful. So that's my signature. So I was really happy to bring that to the queue because I realized there's so many great makeup brands on QVC, but nobody was doing the watercolor approach. And you should have a wardrobe, right? You should have choices. So I'm more of the watercolor approach to beauty.
Well, and I have to just bring up again, you mentioned your mother. She was a watercolor, I mean, she did beautiful illustration, and that just transitioned into you becoming an entrepreneur, creating something that you already knew expertly about. Yes. And then you brought it to us here at QVC. So it's kind of one of those, I just love seeing the journey of a lot of our entrepreneurs and how even their parents, their upbringing kind of cultivated them. Now.
Yeah, it all comes into it because for so many years, I think I was using so many different brands and I just didn't see a brand out there that was for people that didn't want to wear a ton of product. There were so many opaque, heavy products and there was a gap missing in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. Women didn't have the sheer alternative. Now, all my products are buildable. You can go full blown if you want. Yeah. If you want to go like full glam, I got you. I have those products and you can build. But I wanted to give you that choice. And that choice didn't exist out there. And also, when I create products, I listen to each and every woman. And for instance, with my I Got You mascara, women were saying, I have droopy lids or crepey lids, or I get the dots, or I get raccoon eyes. So I made sure to create a technology that was a tube technology that never smeared, never budged, never ran. But you don't need a blowtorch and a chisel to get it up at night, like waterproof. Right. I created it so you can wash your face easy at night, and the warm water, the temperature of the water releases it. So every time I create a product, I have you guys in mind. I think about, I listen to the feedback. What is it you're looking for? How can I make it simple? How can I make it light and approachable?
Well, and that just speaks to why you wanted to be on QVC. We have such an amazing group of women, all shopping, all interacting, and explaining why they use certain things. And I think that the perfect entrepreneur for us to have our first proprietary makeup brand because you're listening to them, right?
Yeah, I do. I listen to them. I'm not going to tell you how to get, red carpet ready and look like a celebrity. That's not your life. I want to know what you need. And I also have the experience of color and I've been doing it my whole life. So I know faces, I know ages. So what I do is I take my experience, my way of color, choosing color, and then what it is that you need. So I'm here for you, and I love it. And the whole teaching element makes me so happy because I want to be a part of a family. I believe in collaboration is everything, and you guys help me, and I help you, and it's a big, happy family.
We are so ecstatic to have you in the family. So welcome on. It's official. You can't get away from us now.
Good. I'm not going anywhere.
So as far as you've written so many books about this, but one of the things, anxiety-free makeup, that was one of the coined terms that you used. And anxiety is a hot word right now. I'll be completely frank. And so the fact that you've given it to us and something that we use daily, and we're able to kind of look at it in a different way. Tell me what your definition of anxiety-free makeup is.
Well, again, with so many women that have come to me for private consultations, they were filled with anxiety when it came to makeup. So they either did two things. They either gave up completely or they were buying whatever, people were telling them at a makeup counter. And they still felt anxiety walking into a makeup store with so many choices. Oh my God, where do I even begin? And because I'm almost 50 and I've been doing makeup since I'm 15 and I've done all these faces, I know how to take the guesswork out of it. Therefore, my two fundamental basic makeup wardrobe systems, the Complexion Collection and the 5-Minute Face, numbered in order of application, easy to use. Don't think about it. Put it on. Colors are chosen for you with 5-Minute Face. They're universal. With the skin system, you just choose your one shade. All other products come and work in tandem. Takes all the anxiety away. All of it. So you get your two systems and you're like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, look at my skin. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Colors on, ready to go. No anxiety because life is getting crazier, and that's what I wanted to do. Beauty doesn't have to be anxiety causing. It can be simple, but I'm here to make it simple for you. There's so many, wonderful makeup artists out there and wonderful experts that have brands. But again, they're doing it based off of different things. I wanted it to be based off of you, and I wanted to make it simple and easy and foolproof. I know colors that work on everyone. I know colors that are just trendy. I'm not going to give you trendy. I want to give you here to stay forever.
Oh, that's such a good point too, because that's part of the thing is I don't really think of myself as a trendy person. So when someone's like, oh, here's a trend, I'm like, I just don't know if that's for me. And so I really appreciate that I can just no-brainer go to your collection, Carmindy Beauty on QVC.com and shop with confidence. It just makes it so much more simple.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing too that I love so much about QVC is if you do pick the wrong shade, the return policy is so amazing. Like you don't have that at other stores. You open that product, that's it. You're stuck with it.
You own it.
You own it. And I love everything that QVC stands for, especially with their customer service, especially with, answering questions. And again, you can always come to me at my Instagram, which is Carmindy Beauty, because I'm on Facebook too, which is just Carmindy, but my Instagram is where I really listen to the DMs. Like you can direct message me and I answer questions. I help you pick out shades. You can send photos of like your face with no makeup on in daylight and I can help you. I love interacting with you guys. You're my family. I'm your family. We're here together. And I just want to make it beautiful and easy.
Oh, that's such a good point. And I love that you're able to be a resource too, because that's what QVC is all about. It's bringing experts to us so that we can learn as we decide to shop instead of just being like, I hope that this is right.
I know. It's so true. It's so true.
So what is a stumbling block that you had in your life that you realized it made you become who you are today, that you actually had to say, you know what, I acknowledge that was a stumble, but I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to recreate and I'm going to pivot and build something from it?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. There were two big things in my life. The very first one was being in fashion for so long and doing photo shoots for all the magazines and all the ad campaigns. When reality TV show hit, What Not to Wear was the very, very first makeover show in American history, the longest running show in American history. When I made the choice to be one of the hosts of What Not to Wear, the fashion industry almost shut me out completely. They said, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. We don't understand this reality show. This isn't high fashion. This isn't fabulous, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, you know what this is? This is an opportunity for me to work with the women that I want to work with. I do love fashion. I still do it. But I wanted to be the beauty guru for everyday women. And so I faced a challenge. I had all these beauty editors that were used to interviewing me about like celebrity makeup and, what's on the runway. And when I told them that I no longer would speak about celebrity and I would no longer speak about fashion, that I would only talk about real women, for a while, they didn't interview me. But I knew they'd be back because I know that this is where it was going. It was up to all of us uniquely, individually to make a stand. And sure enough, they came back. So there was a few years where I had to make a stand, but they all came back and they continued to interview me as the real women's makeup beauty guru. So it did turn out okay. And now everybody and their mother is on reality shows. So, see.
Well, I love that you made it accessible. Like you took your talent that you developed and like put in the work and the time and said, look, I want to be accessible. I didn't do this just for myself.
No, that's right. It's right. It's not about me. It's about everybody out there. I think the other big stumbling block is, I tried to do a brand before and I didn't trust my own voice. And so I had the wrong group of people that were telling me what to do, that were not listening to me. And I was living in a little bit of fear because it was so new to me. It fell apart. Thank God. And I always say, it doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Because after that happened, I wound up creating this amazing pool of people. I have the most gorgeous team of creative, wonderful, loving people. And then when we were able to become partners with QVC, all of my dreams came true. So even bad times, you know that there's something bigger, brighter, and better on the other side, but you have to go through it to be ready to be reborn.
Well, and I think that's something else too, because I'm a huge proponent of you have to progress, and the only way to do that is go through adversity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a way to stretch and to kind of be poked at and figure out, what do you stand for? What are you trying to be? Who do you want to be? How are you going to get there?
That's right. That's right. And stay authentic, stay yourself. Don't just pretend to do what other people are doing because you think that's going to make you successful. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to your message. It might not resonate at first, but you'll get there because you want to find your tribe. Forget the rest. Not everybody's my tribe, but I want my tribe to be a part of me, and I'm a part of them, and that's who matters.
Oh, that's so true. Well, we've asked a couple questions. We're seeing if anyone's responding here, but a lot of people are excited about your new beauty brand. I just want to do systems real quick, again, just in case to recap. But QVC has Carmindy Beauty on .com that you can shop right now. And she's created it herself. It's not somebody else. Carmindy, you brought it to us, and you have all of your influence in there. So tell us those systems and some of those key pieces before we wrap up here.
Yeah, it's literally Makeup 101. So the most important products that you need to get is the 4-piece Hydrating Luminous Complexion Collection. You choose your shade. You get all 4 products, the All-in-Good Prime, the foundation, the tap-on concealer, sheer whisper powder. They come, they work in order. They're numbered. You don't have to think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your skin, flawless. Second system is the 5-minute face. All the colors are universal. It's the carbonizing highlighter, Intuit eyeliner, that fabulous I Got You mascara that is next level, the wonderful At First blush, and my favorite Universal Love lipstick. Again, all order, numbered in order of application. You can see 5 is the last one on the list. So that's your basics. That's your basic day face. Skin, color, enhances your natural beauty. And then I got a bunch of other products that you can buy after you got those basics down. But get those basics, understand how to make yourself look and feel your very best in the most natural way possible, and then build from there.
So it's so interesting. We have Judy here on the comments, and she's asking, do you have a book out? Because she loves everything that you're saying, and she's just loving what you're talking about in the system.
I do, Judy. I have 4 books out. Over the many, many years, I think the first book I wrote was in, 2005 or something like that. But The 5-Minute Face was my first book. Then my second book was Crazy Busy Beautiful. I have a book called Get Positively Beautiful, which I highly recommend downloading that one, because that one is all about the tools it takes to retrain your brain and feel empowered and let go of any self-doubt and that broken record in your head. And then the last book I created was for tweens, and it's called Bloom, A Girl's Guide to Growing Up Gorgeous, where I put pictures of myself in there when I was teased, bullied, and awkward and made fun of. So all little girls can realize that they don't have to fit a set standard, that they are special like flowers, unique. There's different flowers in a garden, and they're just like flowers.
Oh, I love that, because I definitely didn't fit in either. I had these big puffy bangs that was like a mini afro just right here.
It's so funny. I know. We all look back at those photos.
Ridiculous. So tell us again where we can follow you, where we can follow your journey, and also where we can shop the brand.
Yeah, so definitely shop the brand on QVC.com under Carmindy Beauty. And my new show called In Her Beauty is at the top of that screen. And that follows my little adventures where I do these makeover takeovers on women that don't know that I'm coming for them. But it's really fun. It's kind of like a mini version of What Not to Wear, but just the good part, because it's just makeup. So you can find me there. Also, my Instagram is Carmindy Beauty. That's where I'm mainly connecting with people. And my Facebook is Carmindy.
Perfect. Well, Carmindy, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to leave us before we sign off?
Just how much I love you, and you're awesome. And I'm so happy that I was here to be a part of this, because Courtside is amazing. And I loved sharing this with you. So I appreciate it. And everybody stay safe and happy.
Yes, for sure. You too. Thank you so much for bringing it. Shop Carmindy Beauty on QVC.com and look out for her because she'll be at the queue when we start having people back, but you'll also be Skyping in. So
Yes.
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.